Welcome to the Momentum Matters podcast, where we have courageous conversations with women leaders. You'll hear about their accomplishments, their experiences, their challenges, and best advice. If you are inspired by women who have overcome the barriers and gone on to do extraordinary things, you are in the right place.
Maureen, thanks so much for, kind of sharing the overview of how you got to where you are. And I know that you, in addition to your book and to your keynote, that you often conduct some workshops. And I was wondering, is there something that you can leave us with, that you can leave our members with, that would be a great tool for them as they're wrapping up the year and planning for the new year and thinking about how did you say it? Make friends with my imposter, or
make peace with.
Yeah, not friends. We don't want to be friends. Make peace with my imposter, going into the new year.
Yeah, it's I do this exercise in my workshop, and it's based on work by a renowned psychologist named Gerald Weinstein. And it's a thought process evaluation. It's not news to us that, our thoughts, emotions, actions, behavior, they're all linked together, right? How we feel often drives what we think, sometimes vice versa. It all creates action. People with imposter syndrome don't evaluate their thoughts and feelings intently enough before they act. They just react, kind of like if you drive to the same place all the time, like you're driving from home to your office or to your kid's school or something, you get there and it's like you almost have no memory of how you got there. You didn't kill anybody or crash anything because you got there, but you're so automatic that you don't even think about it. And our thoughts are often the same. We don't challenge or evaluate or even try to change our thoughts. So his exercise is really cool. He says and it's a before and after. And I use it in the workshop. I do it in the beginning of the workshop so that people have a set point. And then at the end of the workshop, I have them do the same thing to see how the strategies could change the output, which is really what we're after. We're trying to change our thoughts, behaviors to get a different output. So the 4 simple statements are: when did you feel like an imposter? What did you think? What do you feel? What did you feel? What was the emotion you felt? What did you think? What did you say to yourself? And then what did you do? So you jot all 4 of those down as the before. When did you feel like it? Recall a situation that made you feel imposterish. How did you feel? What did you think? And what did you do? So it's feelings, thoughts, actions, right? And then I go through all the strategies, and then I have them go back to that same event. Okay, pull out that paper that we did in the beginning, and let's project a new future. Mm-hmm. The next time I'm in, and I'll use, let's say, I was in a job interview. And the reason I say that is because my son right now is in the middle of looking for a job. So I'm talking about job interviews with him, top of mind. I was in a job interview and I felt intimidated. I thought, I don't think I'm qualified. And I didn't prepare well enough for it. Thoughts, actions, feelings, thoughts, and actions. Okay, project further. I'm in a job interview. I would rather feel energized and competent. I would rather think, I am so ready for this. Bring it on. What questions you got for me? I've done the work. And what will I do? I'm going to enter that room with confidence, make eye contact, and own the room. 2 completely different scenarios based simply on shifting the feelings, the thoughts, and the actions. Simple, not always easy.
Right. Yes. Okay. Well, that's a great reframing. It reminds me of one of our facilitators with Momentum who shared with the class that we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and 75% of those thoughts are negative thoughts. Mm. And 95% of the thoughts are repetitive. 95.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's insane. That means we are telling ourselves negative stories
On repeat, just
on
looping it.
repeat
Yeah.
almost all the time. It's amazing the human race has not only survived, but like taken over the planet.
Isn't
By
that the
playing
truth?
this
We
negativity.
succeed in spite of ourselves.
Think about
But
where we could go if we could like focus on the positive and get out of each other's way and help each other along. Anyway, so I think that, that's great, that being intentional about what is it that you're telling yourself
and evaluating, I don't get into this too much in the workshop, a little bit more in the keynote. Why do I think like that?
yeah,
Why do I feel like I'm incompetent? What is
yeah,
the facts that support my thinking? And if you can't come up with those facts, think differently.
yeah,
Because Valerie Young, the author of that book that I mentioned, says the only way to stop feeling like or to stop feeling like an imposter is to stop thinking like one.
mhm,
So you just have to think different thoughts.
yeah. Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to hear more at the conference, and thank you for sharing. Um, and we will see you in March.
Yes, indeed. Can't wait.
Thanks, Maureen.
Mhm.
Thank you for listening to Momentum Matters. We invite you to subscribe to our podcast as we share more important conversations with women leaders. We would love for you to rate our show and share with others in your life. This episode of Momentum Matters was produced by Social U and brought to you by America's Thrift Stores, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, Protective Life, and Regions Bank. A full list of corporate partners can be found at momentumleaders.org. We also want to thank the individual donors, Momentum members, and volunteers for their commitment to our mission.